A very warm welcome to Christodoulos Panayiotou.
Prelude, the grammatology of time. We've spent most of our time imagining the future, and now, in the future present, we can only be the archaeologists of our past. Overture. My name is Mackintosh. I'm 21 years old and I'm an actor. I'm here to read you a set of notes put together by Christodoulos Panayiotou. The notes make up a fragmented draft of his research in progress for a comparative study of two films, Teorema by the Italian director Pier Paolo Pasolini and the Walt Disney musical Mary Poppins. Act 1, Dedication, 2nd of November 2008. With the completion of the Disney film, Matthew Garber, the young boy who played one of the two children in Mary Poppins, returned to England, and very little is known about his short life from that time onward. On June 13th, 1977, Garber died at the Royal Free Hospital in Hampstead, England, at the age of 21. His body was later cremated, and we have no information regarding the location of the ashes. His death did not become widely known until long after. In 2004, his brother denied allegations that Garber had contracted hepatitis while using drugs. Garber was posthumously named a Disney legend in 2004. The announcement of his acknowledgement states, Matthew's unusual lack of inhibition in front of the camera quickly inspired Disney's publicity department at the time to coin him the youngest method actor in the movies. In fact, his unique quality as a non-performer is precisely what won the 7-year-old his first Disney starring role as Geordie in The 3 Lives of Thomasina. Act 2. The title, 21st of April 2009. To bring the world to the world is the first slogan created by the Lumiere brothers to promote their new entertainment achievement. To bring back the world to the world is a negative paraphrase of this first slogan, as it presupposes the removal of the world from the world 100 years ago by the same brothers. Act 3, Ornithology, 2nd of May 2009. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. At this point, Mary Poppins opens the windows and there's a set of robins nesting in the trees. One of the robins flies over and they continue singing. The robin feathering his nest has very little time to rest while gathering his bits of twine and twig. Though quite intent in his pursuit, he has a merry tune to toot. He knows the song will move the job along, for a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. The honeybee that fetched the nectar from the flower to the comb never tire of ever buzzing to and fro. because he takes a little nip from every flower that he sips, and hence he finds the task is not a grind. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful way. This is the first song sung by Mary Poppins in the film, and it functions both as her self-introduction to the children and a demonstration of her magical skills directed to the audience. A detail related to this song is what has ignited my original interest in a possible opposite reading of the film. The bird that sings on Mary Poppins' hand is the American robin, a migratory songbird of the thrush family, which is named after the European robin because of its brightly coloured chest, though the two species are not closely related. The American robin is widely distributed throughout the American continent and along the Pacific coast, but couldn't have been found in London in 1910, the year the film is set in. What is more, the European robin is not known for its singing skills, but for its insectivorous quality. The first error has led me to observe a more important one. The female robin is duller than the male, with a brown tint on the head, brown upper parts, and less bright underparts. However, both birds appearing in the film have the brighter characteristics of the male robin, which implies that it's a homosexual family of robins that we are seeing. The animatronics, which were at the time considered a great achievement of the Disney studios, have been placed in a theme park where they have been singing since, to remind the humanity of the potential for the subversion of the sensitive. A series of many more observations, which due to time limitations cannot all be mentioned now, have reinforced my effort to slander the obvious intentions of the narrative. An example would be that throughout the whole film, not once does Mary Poppins address Mrs. Banks, the children's mother. Another interesting point is the unlikely etymology of the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which according to the film is what you say when you don't know what to say. The word breaks the basic morphological rules of English and was never used in the original P.L. Travers books. It is believed to predate the movie, and according to the mythology around the word, it was used at the turn of the 20th century by Scottish coal miners to request the works from prostitutes by men too shy to recite specific acts. Act 4, The Interrogation of the Obvious, 19th of December, 2008. Mary Poppins and Pasolini's Teorema share several narrative similarities that are not so obvious to us due to the major differences in the handling of the two films' shared topics. Mary Poppins descends mysteriously from the sky to land in the house of the dysfunctional Banks family and replace the latest nanny, Katie Nana, who quits out of exasperation after the Banks children, Jane and Michael, run off in pursuit of a wayward kite. The family is headed by the cold and aloof, obsessed with his works, banker Mr. Banks, and the highly distracted and not devoted to her family suffragette, Mrs. Banks. Following numerous adventures and the application of her pedagogical method, which educates both the children and their parents, Mary Poppins manages to bring the dysfunctional family back together. In the final scene of the film, Mary Poppins ascends into the sky just as mysteriously as she first appeared. Teorema was first screened in 1968, 4 years after the release of Mary Poppins, and tells a similar story. A mysterious young man visits a typical, dysfunctional, bourgeois Italian family. The stranger engages in sexual affairs with all members of the household, the tormented industrialist father, the sensitive son, the sexually repressed mother, the timid daughter, and the devoutly religious maid. One day he announces his unexpected departure and leaves as suddenly and as mysteriously as he arrived. Unable to endure the void in their lives, the mother becomes a nymphomaniac, the son a manic artist, the daughter a catatonic and taken to an asylum, and the father a sexual prowler. The servant, on the other hand, appears to become a saint, performs a miracle, and asks to be buried in the foundations of an industrial building. Act 5, The Method. The 1st of February 2009. In his book, The Theatre of Oppression, Brazilian director and educator Augusto Boal makes an inspired analysis of the relationship between Western dramaturgy and the political organization of contemporary democratic societies. His analysis transcends the theatrical form to which it refers, so that it ultimately speaks of all artistic production. Continuing the Brechtian theory of epic dialectic theatre, Boal proposes a dynamic system opposite to the poetic method of Aristotle and to the manipulation that results from the thriptych: amartia, a sign or error; sympathia, identification; catharsis, purgation. The application of Boal's ideas to film may be the foundation of a comparative study of the two aforementioned films. Act 6, The Happy End, 17th of October 2009. While the Italian family is left in pieces after the departure of the unnamed visitor, Mary Poppins departs, leaving behind the reunited Banks family. In the final scene, the broken kite gets repaired by Mr. Banks and is seen flying into the blue London sky with the help of Mrs. Banks, who offers her suffragette ribbons as the kite's tail. The family sing together what one could refer to as a hymn to the aesthetics of resolution. With tuppence, paper and strings, you can find your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight, with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, 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 let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Let's go fly a kite. When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees, with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, 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 let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Let's go fly a kite. Thank you very much.